Meta has just released a new lead form, which should make it easier than ever to get clients in 2025 and 2026. Now, this is a pretty new form. It's not being rolled out to every account. We've got early access on this, which is absolutely great. And what I want to do is I want to show you guys this so that you can start to prepare for when it is live in your ad account. In order to find this, all you need to do is go into a new campaign, ad set, ad level, create a new form and see if you have these new options available to you. Now, disclaimer, we do not have data for this yet. This is so fresh. It's literally just appeared in our account. So what I'm going to do here is just frame it to show you how these changes can help you outposition your competitors incredibly fast as soon as you have this in your pocket. So what I'm going to do is we're going to work on one of our current painting clients. Now, the same strategy will apply to you whether you deliver a painting service or any other service online that requires a lead form for someone to express their interest in your service. So the first two that you see here, you've got background image and greeting. These are the standard ones that usually come up in the intro section. Now, the sections that we're going to go over today are trust signals, incentives, how it works, products, and social proof. Now, as always, Meta is helping us out with this. So we do have descriptions here on each of these options, as well as further descriptions when you start to fill this out. And right off the bat is incredibly exciting. I cannot wait to get this running for our clients and get some data in on how good this helps on that conversion journey, because we're in a trust deficit in 2025 and it's only going to get worse. Everything is AI, everything is fake, and you can't trust images anymore. So having this in place, having these incentives, descriptions, making it easier for people to come in and essentially zero click their way through deciding, should I work with this person or not, is going to be incredibly insightful in 2025 and 2026. Now, the first section we have is the background image. Now, I'm a big fan of background images as it usually gives me one more opportunity to frame our offer and trust for our clients. So usually it is a headline with our benefit and then a subhead of what extras we're going to pack on into our Grand Slam offer. Now, with these extra trust signals and incentives options, we no longer need to do that in our background image. So what we will be doing instead is either using the image from the ad if it is a clear, uncluttered, not full of headline text creative, or if the image is full of text, we will be using the greeting style. So when you open up greetings, you are then allowed to upload your own image of 600 by 600 pixels. So what I've done here is I've just picked a new image that we've got on file for one of our painters. And you can already see that Facebook has added the color scheme to your form, which makes this form much more dynamic, much more enjoyable. Right off the bat, it's no longer this horrible blue and gray theme. So as you can see here, they've automatically selected these colors from the image. Now, if you are not happy with this image, there is currently no way to edit these colors. So all you will have to do is go in, change the image, and those colors will change. And I'll do that now for you. So now you can see from a completely different image with different background, we now have a different color scheme in our form. So please play around with this. If you like your branding to be congruent, just swap in the images until you get the color gradient that you are looking for. Now, the greeting is the same as before. You can add in here a headline and either a paragraph or a list. And this is where we used to add in our product features. Now, what I like to do, especially in the headline here, is to ask a question. So if we're going for our painting client here, it could be something like thinking about fresh paint for your home, ? And in the paragraph, we usually do something very simple like bonuses towards the desire they are looking for. So we can put here something like, we turn up on time, leave place spotless, and make your home look 30 years younger. Tap fill out the form to claim your 20% discount. We're going to frame this so it's a full discount. And that's all we would do here. Now, this is usually where we would just continue onto the questions. But now we've got this really interesting thing where we can start to add on to this first page that people come across. Now, you have to be wary to not make this turn out to look like the ClickFunnels from hell. You still want to keep this refined. You still want to keep the barrier of entry as low as possible. So I would advise not adding in all of these sections, but A/B split test, adding one and seeing if it does or doesn't improve your results exactly how you would with a landing page or any other sort of off Facebook funnel. So for trust signals, this is fairly explanatory. You can select out of 4 signals from this list. Now, what we're going to do for our client here is we're going to do veteran owned. They have been in the business for 10 years. I do not usually like to advertise this as everyone says they've been in the business for 10 years. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that we are local. We are definitely pulling out that we're veteran owned, local. I don't want to add in free estimates or budget friendly because I do not want to attract the wrong type of client. So we're just going to say that we reply in 24 hours. Now, for your client that you're working with or for your own business, you can do a deep research like with Perplexity, go through the social searches and try and find out what pains people run into. So we know for any home service clients, people like them to be local, that they can just call them up and they're there next day, and they like to be replied within 24 hours before and after the project. So that's what we're going to add in here. And you can see already it does start to look cluttered. So the benefits and the cons of this, we haven't worked out with data yet, but we are going to be trialing this on our accounts to see what does and doesn't work. And then I'll definitely make a video about that. So now for the incentives. Now this is where we would usually put it into the banner image on the top of the form. So they've now moved it down. My only gripe with this is now everything becomes below the fold. So what I can expect most users doing is they will arrive here, fill out the form, 20% discount, great, click continue. So try not to put your source all captured within the incentives in your form. If you're offering an incredible discount, if you've got great credits, you've got great services, put them into your ad copy, into your ad creatives, or higher up on the form so that you can guarantee that your leads are actually seeing those. So what I would do here in our incentive in this case is free 20% off all full paint, 21 characters, 20% off full home paint. I'm going to do 20% off home painting, and then in here on all full interior and come on, 20% off full discount, full exterior and interior. Oh, help me. Full interior and exterior. Fantastic. So we can add a disclaimer and it'll come underneath. I'm not going to go for the disclaimer. That's what we're going to keep for now. Now, as you can see, this is actually quite attractive. It looks like we're receiving something. It's making something non-tangible, which is what I really love to do, especially with anything like services you can't imagine what they look like or digital products. Here, having something tangible like this looks like a token, looks like a little coupon that I can take away. I really like. I just dislike how it's below the fold. Now, I'm assuming if I take away the image, we will be able to see what is below here. So we're going to delete this now. Background image turned off. This does not help. It doesn't actually raise it up much at all. So I would definitely be keeping my image to make it more attractive. I'm assuming if we also get rid of the greeting, we can see just the trust signals and incentives. So if you really did want to get your incentives high up, you can add your trust signals, remove the greeting, and then have our incentives here. But this isn't really explaining to me what to do and why I should continue. So I'll leave that up to you to decide. It might make sense for your brand, your business to have an incentive, or it might lower the perceived value of your service and you'd rather just keep it off and make it look like a more luxurious form. So what we're going to do next is go into how it works. I really like this bit because one of my favorite CTAs of all time is a combination of it's the whole zero touch thing. You know, Wally fat people sat there not touching anything. That's how I perceive the internet this year. So having any option here for people to just do a quick scroll and see, okay, what am I actually going to get? I think that's going to be incredibly useful. So we're telling them how to get started. So all I would do here is add a few details of exactly what will happen when they go through this form. So we're going to say, fill in your details. I don't like that I have to put a description as well. So I wonder if I can get away with just a space. I can, that's fantastic. I will then say, we call you within 24 hours. I've got space for hours. We'll call in 24. We'll call in 24 hours. It just stops me from being verbose. So I guess that's actually a very good thing. Oh, I don't like that it hides my answer. That's wonderful. Okay, we'll call within 24 hours, space. And then what are we going to do after 24 hours? Free consultation, free estimate, your free in-home estimate, space. Oh, is it okay if I don't have a space here? It is. Oh, step free, it's absolutely fine. Okay, what will we do then? We've had an estimate. Oh, it says description if I don't put a space. That's awful. Okay, fill in your details. We call within 24 hours, free in-home estimate, and then we're going to do a detailed, transparent quote. I haven't got many characters left. No obligation. Transparent quote, no obligation to continue. Looks out of place. Okay. And then we'll end with something like, last one, book your dream book your dream renovation. Book your dream reno. I definitely don't love that. That's fine. So if I were to make it work, and I would most likely just throw this into GPT and say, make all of these sentiments for how people would follow this step by step fit within, what is that, 23 characters with an optional description. Kind of not a fan of the description because it's just putting more text in front of people. We're already showing them all of these trust signals, a greeting, images. It's becoming a bit of a landing page in Facebook, and I think that's what they're trying to achieve here. But what this is really doing is you're breaking down, you're tearing open that mystery box, and you're definitely going to get more conversions by doing that, by showing people exactly what is going to happen when they click next. You know what it's like when you're going to buy something and the button says continue. What happens if I book continue? Is it going to take the 1900 installment plan for the new bird feeder? Or am I going to get to see finance options? I don't know. People click off and they stop looking. So having this in your form, I can definitely see working. It can be achieved with just descriptions in the questions and in the greeting. So again, please do A/B test this and make sure that you are definitely verifying with data. Does this work or does this not? Because it could have an incredibly good or incredibly bad detrimental impact on your business. So the next really cool thing is products. This is a really big win for anyone with a visual type of service, whether it's an improvement on yourself or on a building or on anything tangible that the viewer could have, as this is very similar to adding on your Google business profile the list of products that you are offering to your clients who visit your site. So people may come here looking for a certain thing. So here they're looking for painting, but we can actually tell them, look, we definitely do painting and that's what we're offering 20% of, but we also do this service. So it keeps your total addressable market as wide as possible with people coming into this form. And you can either turn that up or down depending on what you offer here. So what we could do here is we could do backyard remodel, and we'll do, I'm just silently throwing in words. So we can add in some benefits here and see how this looks like. Already loving it. Free quote, start fast. Great. And then we'll add an image. Now, this was the first image that came up that was the right size, but you can see how great this looks. It already looks like a catalog ad. They perform incredibly well, and I really do see this being incredibly useful for triggering people who would have otherwise clicked off because it's not exactly the service they're looking for, to read more, understand more about what you do, and keep on looking. So what I would say we're doing here is we are showing the menu and we're making it as easy as possible for people to buy what you're offering. And that is exactly what carousel cards get you to do for your audience. So off the bat, I'm in love with this. I really think this is going to do incredibly well. Now, would I put it way below everything else? Again, most likely not. If you've got a very visual service, bring the items up that are going to grab people's attention. But look into your audience, look into your ICP. What attracts them the most? Is it discounts? Are they confused by the process? Do they have more ideas in mind of what they would like to do? And then just turn on and off these. For now, you cannot reorder these. So if you do want the items further up the chart, you will just have to turn the other items off so that they jump up. And then lastly, we're going to get on to social proof. So this is just an opportunity to add reviews from customers or any news stories, accreditations, publications, that kind of thing. So again, you can really see how this is acting very much like a high converting landing page, starting with the greeting, the trust signals. What is our offer? What stands us out as our unique selling point? Explaining to people what will happen after they click the CTA, displaying at the bottom what else you offer to them. Maybe you're interested in buying this. And then finally, to sweeten the deal, you're going, okay, this is what we've done for other people. This is where we've been published. This is why you should trust us. So the framework here is really nice. It works through a high converting landing page framework. It's just the question of, does it belong in a meta ads form? Yes or no? From an instant thought on this, I can see it's going to be quite complex in the data. Now, our lead forms are usually completed probably in 5 to 10 seconds flat. People come in, they rattle through, and meta optimizes for those type of people. Now, what we're doing by adding all of these features onto the lead form is we're taking what would be targeted as a lead form lead with their behaviors, putting putting them onto a lead form, but then presenting them with a landing page. So I'm really interested to see how the algorithm works around that and how it starts to understand, okay, lead form users who used to love just filling out this form do or don't now convert when it is in landing page view. So in the reviews, you would just go in, and as you can see here, you would just type in. So we would say Sally T, what they say, great, high, fast quote, and no surprises. Would recommend. So something like that, something real, something casual. If you have got reviews, please just pull them from your Google business profile, house, wherever you have reviews, whether it's Etsy. People aren't stupid. They can see through the noise and they can see if you are just completely lying here. So this could be a silver bullet, or it could be incredibly bad for you if you just start lying in your lead form. And then the other options I'd like to show you here is you can do accredited by. It doesn't change anything in the form. It just says who you're accredited by, gives you an example, pre-filled text, BBB since 2002, certified by Environmental Protection Agency, and then in the news, and then whatever you would put as publications. Now it doesn't look like we could add more. Let's try. So can we do reviews and then another? No. Okay. So they all have to be either reviews, accreditations, certifications, or news articles. So that is all what is new in the tools that Meta is giving us. Now, if you want to get ahead of the game, you want to dominate, start thinking about how you would take your landing page or existing website content and what you would start to test on this new lead form. Would you use a background image? Have you got a visual product or service? Do you need to bring up any trust signals? Is there something in your market which would trigger a really high incentive for people to buy from you? Are you local? Are you veteran owned? Do you offer free estimates when your competitors don't? And really start to think about your incentives. If you have an offer at the moment, most likely it's terrible. Please try and think of, if everyone on Facebook is now advertising their 20% on here, it's all going to look the same. So try and think, how do I stand out? What is my USP? What is my market looking for? What pains do they have that I have a solution for and can offer in a grand slam offer that sounds incredible and has a very high perceived value? Next, you want to start thinking about, what are the actual customer buying stages as they complete this? What do I actually do with people when they come into my business? If you haven't got it mapped out already, do map out your customer journey, your customer life cycle, from the moment that they are exposed to your content to the moment that you sign the pen on the dotted line. Now, this can be up to 10, 20 steps, or it could be a few, but please remember to not overload this page. We want to keep the barrier of entry from people clicking continue as low as possible, because remember, as of now, when we are here, we haven't actually started to complete the form. This is just the incentive after people have seen your advertisements to keep on going, fill in their information, and book an appointment with you. Then onto your product. Think, do I have a selection of products here that can act as that joyous shopping list for people? Can we show everything that we have? The worst thing that can happen to you is a lost opportunity cost. Say you have an incredible range of products that are actually much higher value than what you are putting in front of people here. Say you've got a few hero products, but actually your discount is on one of your loss leaders. It's a very good opportunity to bring those hero products in, whether it's a backyard remodel, whether it's a new hat, and put them in front of your audience as they complete this form. And then lastly, social proof. If you haven't got round to it yet, start getting reviews. It's incredibly easy, it's more easy than ever to get reviews from customers, whether it's automated, whether it's QR codes. There are tons of resources online. If you're unsure of where to go for that, just drop your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll definitely send you over some free resources, free links of where you can get started in building up your local reviews. Before we close up there is something that Meta has kept, which is incredibly useful. As I said at the start, people are different, and we have to use different baits to catch different critters all the time. Meta helps us with that 1000%. So there is a button on the front page here, which is flexible form delivery. We always run it as optimized because Meta will select from all of the pre-filled sections here in your form, whether it's your how it works, whether it's your testimonials, whether it's your headline and image, what they can put in front of people to get the highest conversion possible. So if you're on the fence about filling any of these out and you're not doing a current A/B test to find some statistical significance in whether you turn this on or whether you turn this off, it generates better leads or higher quality leads or more leads, just keep this turned on flexible delivery, because they will decide who should see the different sections based on who's most likely to respond to it. Meta is smarter than all of us. So if there is an option to do something like this, usually I err on the side of, yes, go for it, let them optimize and put in front of people what they are most likely to convert against. So that's it for now. If you enjoyed this style of content, whether it's just going through something brand new, whether it's going through more complex tasks within Meta or within lead generation, SEO, whatever it is, drop a like so I know that you're interested in seeing more things like this, and also drop any burning questions you have down below. We do read absolutely every single comment. We will respond to you, and we will try and point you in the right direction to fix the problem that you're having. Or if you've seen all of this and you just think this is chaos, I don't want to even touch this, let us know. We can definitely send you some guides on how to fill this kind of stuff out easily, or we can help and we can do it as part of the services that we offer. So that's all for now. Until next time, speak soon.